Welcome to another episode of Drunk Guys on Chick Flicks, the podcast's equivalent of coal in your stocking.
Why would you?
Because you don't really want it, and you've been bad all year, and we deliver it to you anyway. I'm your host, Matt, and with me, as always, is your co-host, Garrett.
Hi, I'm Garrett. That's very fair.
Yeah, right? I thought it was
Incredibly,
pretty,
very, very fair.
Garrett, what are we watching this week?
This week, we're going to watch Just Friends because I won the last bet. And I really want to watch Just Friends. I haven't seen it in at least 2 years.
I haven't seen it in 2 weeks.
It's Christmassy. There is some debate as to whether or not it's a quote-unquote chick flick. However, I feel like a lot of what we do here is based off lists we find on the interweb.
Yeah.
And this is on a bunch of them. So
we can really make anything a chick flick if you really wanted to.
Shut up.
So shut up about it.
Yeah.
Back to the Future. Chick flick.
Yeah, I mean.
Who knows?
Yeah.
One day. Maybe.
Oh my God. We just turned into Shawshank Redemption and Sophie's Choice.
There are no women in this movie. Yeah, it's got a
getting
feminine
there. It's
vibe
getting there. Be patient.
to it.
Be patient with it. And yeah. What year did this movie come out?
This movie came out in 2005, directed by Roger Cumble, who is coming back to our podcast for the second time since we watched The Sweetest Thing.
Right.
He also directed that. And to refresh, Cruel Intentions 1 and 2. And Furry Vengeance. Again, the movie with Brendan Fraser or something. Where I think
I didn't know what it was the first time you mentioned
and
it.
you still don't know.
Yeah, no idea.
And it's written by someone called Adam, quote unquote, Tex Davis.
Someone who has a name.
Well, no. So here's the thing: is that
name
I clicked on the name on IMDb to deep dive and give him some cred. He's got nothing. I don't know if it's because of the way it's formatted with the text in there and he's someone else, and I did very cursory glance at this.
Adam, quote, Tex, end quote,
Davis.
Yeah. I don't care for it.
Yeah, well, I don't know him.
I don't care for it.
All right. It stars Ryan Reynolds, Amy Smart, Anna Faris, and Chris Klein.
Who's the mom? Do we know who the mom is?
The mom is...
Because she's amazing. She's from Airplane.
She is the funniest part of this
movie. She might be the
movie.
funniest part of the movie. And she's from Airplane. That's what I know her from.
Julie Haggerty.
Haggerty? Julie Haggerty. Nailed it.
She's in Freddy Got Fingered, too. Not Freddy Got Fingered, the sequel. Freddy Got Fingered also. Did you know there was a sequel?
I can't tell if you're fucking with me.
It was direct to DVD. There was no sequel. I'm just fucking with you.
You 100% had me for a second. But Airplane and Airplane 2, both great movies. Tremendous even. All right, so 2005, year I graduated from high school.
Oh, you're such a baby.
Yeah, I'm a baby. It's a baby.
Baby boy.
But like a
sexy little baby.
Yeah.
I regret that.
That's me. So, all right. So Ryan Reynolds, stoked.
Yeah, there's nothing better than Ryan Reynolds.
Anna Faris. Is this the first Anna Faris movie we've watched? Yeah.
I want to say yes.
Yeah, although I think House Bunny is on the list, the overall list. So we'll get to more Anna Faris at some point.
Well, Anna Faris will definitely pop back up somewhere down the line.
Like in House Bunny, perhaps?
Yeah.
Maybe when we watch House Bunny, Matt?
Sure, yes. Was Amy Smart in something else we saw? I feel like she was.
I don't think she was.
All right, well.
The only things I know Amy Smart from are this and...
that one episode of Scrubs that she was on?
Oh, trivia!
Her and Ryan Reynolds both guest starred on Scrubs in the same season.
That's pretty funny.
Season 2.
I feel like I only know Amy Smart from this...
Road Trip,
and...
The Butterfly Effect with Ashton Kutcher.
Oh, she is in that. No, I was going to say Rat Race. Isn't she in Rat Race?
Was that with Mr. Bean?
Yeah.
And Seth...
Whoopi Goldberg's in it.
Not MacFarlane. Seth
Green.
Seth Green.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
I think she was. Anyway. Any decent trivia for this movie?
She is in Rat Race. Tracy Fawcett she plays.
Yeah, Rat Race is a really funny movie.
She's also in Starsky and Hutch, which is also... She's one of the cheerleaders.
I don't really remember that.
Starsky and Hutch is good.
No. I remember liking the movie.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Have you seen Rat Race?
I've never seen Rat Race.
Super funny.
Really?
Totally worth watching.
Okay. But do you think it holds up?
Don't judge it because Mr. Bean's in it. Yes,
No,
it is hysterical.
Rowan Atkinson is the man. I don't judge anything.
I think Ike Barinholtz is in it. I think it's like
a young Ike Barinholtz?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think it's good. Anyway, trivia. Do we have any decent trivia for this movie?
It took 4 hours to put the 12-pound face makeup onto Ryan Reynolds
for
his fat scenes.
Right, because whenever he's in high school, he's like 50 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently he walked out after the first time they put it on him, he walked out of a trailer and some young fan ran up and was like, "Do you know where Ryan Reynolds is?" And he was like, "Yeah, he's in that trailer," and just walked away.
That's really funny.
Yeah, I thought that was all right. Apparently, Anna Faris got hooked on Red Bull to keep up with her character's manic personality.
Right, because she seems wired, maybe coked out.
Probably coked out.
Yeah.
And
you've seen this movie a bunch, right?
I've seen this movie a bunch.
Yeah, I have too. I'm having a hard time thinking of a bet, but all right, keep going with the trivia.
And this is the second movie in 2005 that Anna Faris and Ryan Reynolds co-starred in. The other being Waiting.
Waiting's really good.
Really, really great.
I feel like you and I went through a period of time where we were weirdly obsessed with Waiting.
Well, we were both working at a job that very much reminded us of that situation.
Yeah. Less cool, though.
Less cool.
Because it wasn't like a TGI Shenanigans or wherever the fuck they worked. But
McHoulihan's or...
Was it?
No, I don't know.
Oh.
TGI Shenanigans?
Yeah, isn't that a...
TGI Fridays. Shenanigans. Separate places.
Ruby Nanigans.
Duty Poos Days.
Duty Poos Days. Oh, God.
That's it on the trivia front.
Okay. What are we drinking this week? I picked the beer, but you wrote it down. I'm sorry.
Well, Garrett.
It's Southern Tier. I think it's 2X Smith.
Oh, yeah, it's Sotai. It's Southern Tier.
Sotai?
I did what I did.
Oh, we're doubling down on some Sotai.
It's Southern Tier 2Xmas Spiced Double Ale, brewed with orange peels, ginger root, cardamom, cinnamon, fig paste, and clove.
I'm actually excited for it because I think I like a lot of Southern Tier, and I think there's a good shot that it isn't. I'm sorry.
Call it Sotai.
I'm sorry.
Call it Sotai.
I like what Southern Tier does often.
All right.
And I think there's a pretty good shot that it's not going to be overspiced. One of the things I love.
Did you hear all those ingredients?
Yeah.
Sounds like it might be.
Yeah, but if there isn't too much of.
Yeah, you're right.
Those,
no, you're right.
It could have hints of all that stuff and be really well balanced and delicious. So I'm hoping it's that. Kind of like that the Ridgeway, the
Bad Elf.
No, seriously Bad Elf from last week.
The
not barley wine one from last week. It was really well balanced, even though it was it had spices and shit. It was had a bunch of stuff in it, but
it felt Christmassy.
Yeah, I think this is gonna feel Christmassy too. It's 8%. It's a little boozy. So
who starred in Christmassy too?
What?
Nothing.
Who starred in Christmassy too?
Yeah, it was a play on words, the sequel of Christmassy.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, that should be pretty good. I'm excited.
Okay, so
they're downstairs getting cold.
I have an idea for a bet. It's not spectacular.
Okay.
But I remember she has her new song, Forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she does it a bunch. This is if you're saying how many times.
How many times does she sing Forgiveness?
Ooh. Okay. I agree. I think this is a good one.
So the only caveat is there are points, I think, where it plays on speakers or something. She's not singing it necessarily. It's playing in the background or something. Do we count those? Is the bet how many times do we hear her song Forgiveness play?
Well, I mean, you would think that even if it's playing in the background, she's the one singing it in the background, right?
Yeah, that's true. No, I'm
saying, I know, we're hashing it out. I'm saying, but if it's her, yeah, I think we count.
So anytime we hear the song Forgiveness.
Correct.
Okay.
In one form or another.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Okay.
You can bet first because I've won the last two, I think. So
you have. Okay. I'm going to say 6 times.
I'm going to undercut you by 1. I'm going to say 5.
All right.
All right. So that's the bet. We're going to drink this 2X Christmas double ale. Super excited about it. It's going to be so good. Oh, God. All right. So if you've seen Just Friends before, keep listening. If you haven't and want to watch it now, pause us. And as always, we're sorry for whatever happens next.
And we'll see you on the other side.
And we're back. Welcome
back, y'all.
God.
What a great movie.
What a great movie.
What a film.
So I remember this movie came out when I was 18, and I liked it as
Lapped
much.
that shit up.
Oh my god! But I fucking loved it when it came out. I was like, "This is the funniest movie that's ever existed ever in the world." But
I mean, it's
I still
pretty funny.
I still think it's like fucking great.
Yeah. All the slapstick really gets me.
Broad strokes, loved it, right?
Yeah, I loved it.
Loved
like,
it.
Like, spoilers, this is going towards the top of my list.
It's gonna be probably.
It's got to be pretty close.
It'll be a hard call when it happens, but definitely top half.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure.
So you want to hit the beer real quick? We drank Southern Tier.
We're drinking Sotai. Sorry.
Southern Tier.
Right.
2 Xmas.
Yeah.
It's like a spiced Christmas
Double ale.
Double ale.
Yeah. It is spiced, I'll tell you that much.
I liked it a lot. I feel like it wasn't overdone. I think it was pretty tasty and it was pretty drinkable. Like we had a few and I could have had some more. It's pretty boozy though, so it'll smack you right in the mouth.
I'll tell you now, I'm a little drunk.
I'm
Pretty drunk.
I'm not.
I'm a drunk guy who watched a chick flick. You see what I did? Because it's the name of the show that we do together here now.
23 episodes. And we finally said the name of the movie. But yeah, no, I'm definitely buzzed. Like heavily buzzed. I thought it was really good. Did you like it?
I didn't love it. It is spiced heavily, and I don't think it's malty enough to balance it out almost. Like,
I don't love really malty stuff.
I don't generally either, but when stuff is supposed to be like this like, I don't know. It's like for a Christmassy, like spicy type thing, I need it to be a little more malty.
Did you like Seriously Bad Elf more than this beer?
Is Seriously Bad Elf
That's
the
what
ale that we had last time?
It's the double ale, not the barley wine. Yeah,
Yeah, I like that one better for sure.
Interesting. I may have, but I think it's close. I think I like this a lot.
The nice part about this is that it's lighter. Like it feels lighter.
Right. Doesn't feel like you drank a meal.
It doesn't. Yeah, correct. Like I don't feel full after having a couple, but I do feel pretty toasty.
The more we're talking, the more I feel sauced. Like I've been sauced.
Soused?
Like I am naked pasta that has been sauced.
Oh, okay. I was curious about where you were going to go with naked pasta.
Yeah, like sauce.
Like a nice bolognese or
Bolognese?
Bolognese? Or maybe an Alfredo.
No, that's too heavy. That kills my stomach.
Alfredo's
I just can't.
delicious.
I just can't. I'm not going to. Never again.
Chubby bunny?
Oh, God. Chubby bunny. All right. So
3 sentences or less.
no fucking surprise. Love this movie. Spectacular,
Yeah,
right?
Fantastic.
Do I have to 3-sentence first, or do you have to 3-sentence first? You're drinking and pointing.
Both things.
It's me. All right.
It's always you. It's always been you.
Guy is in love with girl in high school, but he's chubby and he's totally in the friend zone, and they're best friends.
I wanted it about the movie, not about your life, Garrett. Oh! I'm sorry. 1. Go ahead.
Are you proud of yourself?
I was a little proud of myself.
I need a minute.
Sentence 2. Here we go.
Sentence 2 is embarrassed, leaves town, and goes to LA and becomes like skinny and fit and like a record executive. 2. 3 comes back to town to find out she's single and tries to rekindle, but hey Matt, hilarity ensues.
Hey, I appreciate your placement of hilarity ensues.
That's it. I actually think this is the first time I've ever used hilarity ensues.
That you meant it?
Like appropriately.
Right.
Like he comes back and it gets fucking ridiculous and hysterical.
Yeah.
And,
It gets lampoonish, if you will.
It does. I said that a couple times. I wrote that down a couple times. It gets lampoonish. All right. 3 sentences. Go. Start.
No, I'm trying.
Start now.
Chubby high school male.
Begin now, though.
Okay, well. Chubby high school friend. Oh, I mean, okay. Chubby high school male.
Did you start yet, dude?
Oh my God, I fucking hate you. Chubby high school guy is in love with his best friend and tries to tell her how he feels and gets embarrassed by the rest of the kids in school and vows to become something better and leaves town. 1 period.
Wow. Concise.
moves to L.A. where
Wait, is this number 2 now?
Yes, it's number 2 now. Moves to L.A. where he becomes a successful, thin, good-looking music producer? Not producer. He's an agent, I guess, right? Music agent.
Is that 2?
No, I'm not done yet.
That's still, you're not done 2?
Are you going to be an asshole this entire episode? I need to know, because I need to know what I need to edit out of this episode.
Is this 2?
This is 2.
Okay, because that sounded like a full sentence.
Well, I guess it was a full sentence now, because I don't remember what I was fucking saying.
Period. Number 3, go ahead.
On a trip to impress a starlet, gets shanghaied in his hometown of New Jersey, and finds the woman that he was in love with in high school to be still available and tries to woo her, and hilarity ensues. Are you fucking done? I feel like you're drunker than you're letting on.
No, I'm good. I'm just fucking with you as much as I can. That was actually really concise. That's why I was trying to
derail me. You fucking knob.
Whoa.
You knob.
The knob's actually really good.
Right?
Knob is up there with clown shoe. You fucking clown shoe.
Yeah, good. All good things.
So that was pretty concise. That was good.
I felt good about it, except for you ruining every sentence.
You did remarkably well despite my derailing.
Well, I'm a professional, Garrett.
You're a professional 3-sentence or lesser?
Sure, we'll go with that.
Podcastrix?
Podcaster?
Podcastress.
Well, you're putting like a female connotation at the end of it, and I didn't care for it. Because I don't judge.
Podcasterita?
No, you're doing it again.
I don't know what you're saying.
This is why I'm the host and you're just the co-host. Wow. He's gone. He left. It's just us now. What do you guys want to talk about? Like butt stuff?
All right. I came back, but not for you.
Well, hi. Hi, bud.
No, not hi. Anyway, the plot of this movie is spectacular.
The plot of the movie is exactly what our 3 sentences is.
It really is.
It's not a plot-heavy movie.
It's not at all.
He comes back to town by accident and tries to impress the girl that he was in love with in high school. And it goes poorly.
Why
did you pause?
Well, I was going to double down on your poorly. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, too much.
Too much.
Yeah, it was... Yeah, it's really not plot heavy, and it's like a totally relatable premise in terms of like, you know, you felt like a loser, or you felt like not good in this scenario, and like it was unrequited or whatever else. There's so many aspects of it that are like you could watch it and be like, fuck, like yeah, like you know,
friend zone.
Anyone can relate to either like friend zone or like just someone not feeling the same way. And
this movie like popularized the friend zone like thing. Like it's now a thing in the zeitgeist for sure. Like it was not first, but like it was mentioned in like an episode of Friends in like 1995 where he, like Joey calls Ross like the captain of the friend zone or whatever. But it was kind of like not a big thing until this movie where he was like, this is the friend zone, this is what it is, and everyone's like, oh, that's a perfect term.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's like he's not the everyman in it. Like I know we like say that a lot.
I kind of asked you at the beginning of the movie. I was like, is he weirdly the villain of this movie? And like he kind of is. Like not in the way that he's a bad guy necessarily, but he's definitely putting up the obstacles for himself.
Right. No, I definitely agree.
You seem like you're having a hard time.
I am, because one of the questions I wanted to ask is like, do you think Ryan Reynolds? Do you think Chris Brander, right? And his name is Chris Brander. Mm-hmm. Do you think he's a dick?
Mm-hmm. I mean, when he first shows up, very much so. Like, he's made no qualms about the fact that there are no qualms about the fact that he's just like trying to play this girl just so he can get like into her pants or whatever. And then he reestablishes that he's like in love with this girl.
Right. So I do see that in like the beginning of the movie for sure, because he not in the very beginning, but like when he first comes back to New Jersey or whatever, he like sees her and it's kind of like he's really happy to see her, and there's genuine, I guess like nostalgia or like feelings behind his eyes or whatever in the moment when he first sees her.
Sure.
And then it's not until the douchebag ex-boyfriend, Tim, the ex-boyfriend from like high school, who's the quarterback of the football team or
who's
whatever,
bald now and fat and like a loser and a drunk or whatever.
Well, he's like stuck in high school. He's like living in high school, right? But like it's not until that guy's like, hey, I bet you could get any girl you want. Bet you could even get Jamie Palomino.
Right, that a light bulb goes off in his head. He's like, I could get Jamie Palomino.
Which is also like interesting because I think it's like the thought didn't even occur to him to try to take advantage of this situation until that devil on his shoulder popped up from this douchebag being like, yeah, you should be an asshole like me and like see what you can get. Well, you know? Like,
I mean, there is a rationale behind it too, which I didn't realize until later in the movie. Actually, until this viewing, where he was like, Jamie always dates assholes, so I'm going to be the asshole so she'll like me.
Oh, that's really true. Yeah, I didn't put that together that he was like essentially trying to be the asshole that she's always gone for. Huh. All right, yeah. I mean, but it
still doesn't make him a good person in those moments.
No, but he's like poised to do so, right? He's like in shape, he's like athletic, he like makes
good
money.
For him, right?
He like works in Hollywood, and he's like a record producer. And he when he goes to hang out with her, he's like, I rented the most expensive Porsche in Jersey. Like,
I hate this thing. It's the only thing they had.
Yeah, but he's like he's scheming, you know?
Well, he's a Hollywood type.
Yeah. So that was do you think he becomes not a dick? Do you think he redeems himself? Because I think.
It's hard to say, really, because like he's still like until the last 3 minutes of the movie where he gets back to fucking L.A. Spoilers. He gets back to L.A. and he's just like, you can't make someone love you. Like you have to put yourself out there and they have to accept you for who you are. He's like, oh, got it now.
Oh,
damn
shit,
it.
That's what this was.
Oh.
No, I agree. Although something I kept writing was like he's an asshole like a lot when he's first like encountering Jamie when he's back in town, and he is still funny and likable in a lot of ways.
Because it's Ryan Reynolds.
I know, but I think that's like why this movie works. I don't think this movie works with anyone else.
No, I agree.
This role because he's still hysterical, and they work in enough.
So
of these.
Damn handsome.
He is really, really handsome in this movie. I will agree. However, they work in so many like despicable, like sad, pathetic moments for him. Like the hockey puck, right? He goes ice skating with her, and then he has rented skates and he sucks, and then he's playing pee-wee hockey against little kids, and then he finally loses his shit and starts like cross-checking and slashing these kids, and then slap shots one.
And hooking, that's a thing, right?
Hooking's a hey, dude, you nailed it, dude.
I did it. I feel good about me.
And he gets smashed in the face with the puck, and he's bleeding from the puck, and like there's a lot of like disgusting, pathetic moments for him. At one point, he has to wear his retainer that he wore in 1995. Again, he wears it as an adult, and he says hi to her or something, and then like this big thing of drool flies out of his mouth down his chin, and it's like.
It's so funny because when he like regresses in those moments, in those like pathetic-y quote unquote moments, he like goes back into this voice that he was doing as the high school character, where he's like slightly higher pitched and slurring a little bit.
It was a little bit Cartman.
It was a little bit, right?
Right. If it sounds like he was trying to do an impression of
Dusty.
Cartman. Dusty.
Yeah.
Jamie Palomino.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing.
All right. I know we're probably going to talk about plot more, but soundtrack.
Great soundtrack.
Soundtrack to this movie is incredible. I actually remembered really liking the soundtrack to this movie, but it has like a bunch of. I mean, I Swear.
Right. All for One.
By All for One. Yeah. Right. It has that Ben Lee song, "Catch My Disease." Like it starts with like it almost sounds like xylophone. It's like my head is a box filled with nothing. And that's the way I like it. No, you don't know that. It's like when he's walking into the bar.
When you said that's the way I like it, I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's an
because
awesome song.
that's like the hook of this whole song, isn't it?
Yes.
Like,
That's the way I like it. It's
Yeah.
like the hook of the chorus.
Right.
My favorite song in this movie by far is Hackensack by Fountains of Wayne.
Oh, really? I thought it would be Forgiveness by Anna Faris.
Ooh, wow. That brings us to the bet, but we're gonna get there in a
We'll
second.
get
Yeah, Hackensack is awesome, and the movie takes place in Jersey, so I thought that was cool.
That was a nice little...
Because like Fountains of Wayne, a lot of Fountains of Wayne songs like reference Jersey things.
Do they?
Yeah,
I don't really know much Fountains of Wayne.
that album, like Welcome Interstate Managers or whatever, it's like the one with Stacey's mom on it. That album is almost like a perfect album.
Fountains of Wayne.
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 Wine.
Yeah.
Wine.
And then there... I can't remember the song that's played a couple times.
Into Your Arms by the Lemonheads.
Is that in there? I didn't even notice that.
Oh, are you thinking of Jamie Smiles?
By Dusty Dinkelman? Oh, I'm sorry, Dusty Lee. You're right. That should have been the bet because you know what? I would have fucking crushed that one.
That song actually, you're absolutely right. He sings that song much more,
lot.
I think, than Forgiveness.
There's a bunch of Christmas songs, and then like the song that comes back. Damn it, I lost it.
What was that one song? Is Rogue Wave? That Rogue Wave song?
Yeah, the Rogue Wave song.
Eyes.
It's called Eyes. That's the one.
Yeah.
Open your eyes.
Yeah.
Open your eyes.
Yeah,
That's the song in the movie because it happens when they're first finally like flirting again when he's back in town, and then at the very end of the movie where they get together, it plays again there.
Spoilers.
They get together at the end of the movie.
Spoilers, they get together. While we're talking about music, hey Matt, who won the motherfucking bet?
Yeah, you won the bet again. Listen.
How many times?
Okay, well, officially it was 4 times,
And then
in the credits they played it one more time.
Okay, so we bet how many times does the
Forgiveness.
Samantha James, right? That's her name. That's the Anna Faris character.
Than saying sorry.
How many times she will sing her sweet new song, Forgiveness.
To forgive is divine, so let's have a glass of wine and have make-up sex.
It's
ridiculous.
Hilarious.
So she sings it officially 4 times. It's played 5 in the entirety if we're including the end credits. And I bet 6 and you bet 5, so you win the bet again. Holiday bet, so you get to pick next week's holiday movie.
So this has been a clean sweep for me for
So
holiday
far,
movies.
well,
so far.
not technically. I won the Thanksgiving bet. Didn't I? I feel like I did. You let us know out there.
We're gonna have to go back. I mean, because I decided the last one.
That's true.
Either way, here I go.
Here I go again. Boys,
Different.
what's my weakness? Men. Okay, then.
Different thing. Here's a question. When it's like the 1995 flashbacks,
Sure.
do we think he looks that fat in the fat suit?
I have to
Because
say...
I feel like he looks like me now.
No, you look great, bud. You look great.
I don't.
You look so good.
I don't.
I will say that I really, like, in my mind's eye, remember him being so much bigger.
It's also funny because they show him and his legs are still just skinny Ryan Reynolds legs.
Right. It's just like skinny Ryan Reynolds with like a padded like shirt and like 12 pounds of makeup on his face.
Yeah.
Also, hard to believe that that's 12 pounds of makeup because it's not that much bigger than he is.
It's not that much bigger.
It's just kind of a jowl.
But I think he was also like real skinny, like 20-something Ryan Reynolds at this point.
Just real lithe Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, well, he's early 40s now, and this is like 13 years ago.
Damn.
So this is like pre-30-year-old Ryan Reynolds. Tell me about it, stud.
Well, I mean, he was before he was 30 and he was still Ryan Reynolds, so I guess it would be pre-30 Ryan Reynolds. I'm telling you about it. You asked me to tell you about it, so I'm trying to...
Do you know what I also think is a funny thing?
I don't.
There are a lot of movies that deal with like cruelty of high school or like flashbacks of like cruelty of high school, right? Where it's like, oh, like someone like was like a loser. Like we did Never Been Kissed, right?
I was like,
so like it was like it's almost similar to that, like in the terms of the flashbacks, where it's like, oh, she like had braces and was a dork, but like people are really mean. I feel like high school is not like this anymore in this way.
I mean, it's hard to say. We're so removed out of high school at this point.
But if like 21 Jump Street has taught me anything,
oh yeah, Oh, it's so funny when
everyone's like so PC and
they call him a gay kid. And he's like, yeah, what's wrong with that?
Well, no, I think he like punches the guy and he's like, yeah, it's because you're acting so gay. He's like, you hit me because I'm gay?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh God.
I do think that teenagers are for sure more tolerant than
more tolerant, more PC, and like more aware, understanding.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think being like as chubby as they portray Ryan Reynolds being in 1995 in this movie would be a reason that someone would get like viciously picked on now.
Well, I mean, it's not that he's just chubby. He's also just like kind of like this hanger on of this really popular girl, and he's like, I don't know.
But they're legitimately friends. It's not like he's like some like weirdo following her around.
That's fair.
Like,
she does like equate him as her best friend.
He's no Dusty Dinkelman.
What are you saying?
Well, it seemed like Dusty Dinkelman was that guy who was like kind of like,
but you know what?
Peripherally follow her around.
Agreed, but you know what? No one made fun of Dusty Dinkelman, or at least that we saw. At least
that's because Dusty didn't make himself a focal point. You know?
Yeah, he didn't try so hard.
Also, they make that's another plot thing, like where her dad is like, oh, Mr. Valentine's, this guy used to bring my daughter a dozen roses on Valentine's every year. He used to drive her boyfriends crazy. Like, so he was always competing.
Right.
On some level. So, like, honestly, like, you know, the boyfriends and the popular dudes who were trying to be her boyfriend probably hated Chris Brander, you know?
I do get that. You're right. You know what? You're right. What a dickhead.
He's
a fucking prick. No.
Did I just blow this movie wide open?
Wow.
Although, in all seriousness, I think the writing is actually good and there is more depth to it than like we realize. Because like you get distracted by a lot of the slapstick and physical comedy and the ridiculous shit.
A lot of it.
There's so much of it and it's awesome. But I think it's actually like a well written, well put together movie. Like, is that a ridiculous statement?
No, I think it's totally a great movie. I think about this movie frequently in my life. It like comes up. Like people talk about it. I think of it
around Christmas, which is why I wanted to watch it so badly.
Well, I mean, it's inherently a Christmas movie for sure. It takes place in and on around Christmas
through New Year's. When he comes back to like try to make up with her, it's New Year's.
Right.
I'm going to ask you another question. Is this a quote unquote chick flick? Do we think this?
Ask you that question. You don't think it is?
I don't think it is. I think there's a love story, and I think it's a comedy. I don't even know that it's necessarily a romantic comedy.
Oh, it's definitely a romantic comedy.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Are all rom-coms chick flicks?
Well, it's like are all thumbs fingers, but not all fingers are thumbs.
You lost me, bud.
Well, it's just that like it could be.
I have thumbs.
Can you milk me, Faka? I don't know. You know what? Honestly,
what do you think?
On the rewatch, it's hard to say. It's definitely on chick flick lists.
Yeah, it's considered by at least some people. Yeah,
at least some people out in the ether.
At least a person with internet access thinks that this is a chick flick.
I will say, even though we're gonna put this episode out no matter what, probably not a chick flick.
I think it toes the line. I think it does toe the line because I think it. You'd be hard pressed to characterize it as anything other than a rom-com.
Sure.
But I think if the ruler with which we've been holding a lot of these movies up to is like, was this targeted at like a primarily female audience?
Sure.
I don't know that this necessarily was. I think it appeals to everybody. I think like Amy Smart was big at the time. Ryan Reynolds was big at the time. Anna Faris was big at the time. They were like, we've got this hysterical movie. Let's put out this comedy.
Sure.
I'm going to say that it is peripherally.
Okay.
I think it belongs.
Show your work.
Just because it's a rom-com and like, I don't know, it's like, it does focus enough on like their relationship, I think. And it's not just like a comedy, like a standalone comedy.
Okay.
I think it is, but I think it's like real
peripheral.
Real on the borderline. Right. Yeah. Like if like Pretty Woman is at the center, like this is like 4 levels out.
Are we going to say Pretty Woman's the center of chick flick?
No, I think like Sleepless in Seattle, which we haven't really done yet, is.
Haven't really done yet?
Tell me about it.
Tell me about it.
But yeah, I mean, Do you think no?
I think we made a mistake here. I think we may have slipped up here.
I mean,
it's fine. It's okay.
We trusted the internet.
We trust the internet. And everything on the internet is true.
But it's in writing on them, and then I just looked it up and it was there, and then and then just
fooled me too, bud. Let's talk about some of the characters in this movie, because like we have like even they don't really necessarily like play into the story.
I need a minute.
But they're all really great.
Every character is lights out in this movie.
Chris and what? Oh man, Dan? No, what's the brother's name?
Mike.
Chris and Mike's
Branner.
Yeah. Brander.
Sorry.
Wow, bad.
Brunner. Chris Brunner.
Mike Brander
and Chris Brander.
No, I'm saying Mike Brander is
hilarious.
Mike
Brander is one of the funniest parts of the movie. So the relationship between the two brothers, like, is the funniest thing in the world because they like ostensibly hate each other.
Yeah. It's really great. Like the physical violence that goes on between the two of them is insane.
Even when Ryan Reynolds comes back as like a quasi 30-year-old, pushing 30, whatever, like
success story.
They are still beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
Like, and taking cheap shots
Mike
and like hitting each other in the balls.
Mike walks into the house and he's like, "Oh my God," and just slaps Ryan Reynolds in the face and walks right by him. And it's the perfect opening to his character.
It's perfect. The culmination of their relationship, however, is on Christmas morning.
So good.
When Ryan Reynolds, like one of the big plot points, not big plot point, one of the plot points is like Ryan Reynolds keeps trying to get rid of Anna Faris, and he keeps having his brother, who's like this horned up, like teenage or early 20-year-old guy, who's like obsessed with her, like take her places and like distract her so that he can hit on Jamie Palomino, played by Amy Smart, right? So the brother keeps like fucking it up, or she's just so crazy.
She's a nightmare.
That she keeps getting herself into these nightmare scenarios. And it's like a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B there, right? But the Christmas morning, they're standing above her while she's sleeping.
Where he's like, take care of her. I'm going to go see Jamie.
And they kind of like go back and forth, taking shots at each other. The last one of which is Ryan Reynolds saying, "You walking void."
Yeah, really good.
And then they end the conversation on, "I love you.
I love you too."
And then Mike, the younger brother, just hands him a cookie and just eats the cookie.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's so believable because they are so brutal with each other all the time. And then they're like, I love you. Especially because it's Christmas morning. Right. It seemed like that much better. I don't know.
I really enjoyed that. That's one of my favorite parts.
Their relationship is hysterical. And the guy who plays Mike, I wrote his name down somewhere. Joyce? Wait. Nope. Lost forever. So the brother, his physical comedy, Chris Marquette, his physical comedy is hysterical, but like his delivery is so good. When he's sitting passenger seat when Samantha Jane, again played by Anna Faris, like drives up onto Jamie Palomino's lawn while her and her family are like singing Christmas carols. And he leaps out of the passenger window and goes, "The jig is up! Run!" And it's the funniest shit in the world.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of like really, like almost cartoony, like, absurdity to like the two of them.
Yeah.
But it plays so well. I don't know. It's hilarious. Also, their mother is. Let's do favorite character right now because she's my favorite character of the movie.
That's Julie Haggerty.
Right? Yeah. She's great.
She's definitely. Honestly, she might be my. You want to do favorite character?
Favorite character.
So is she definitely your favorite character?
100%.
Really?
Oh yeah. There's something to the lines that she delivers. When he's like, "Oh yeah, I have your poster of my bed," and she's like, "Oh yeah, you ever like?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I smacked the ham to it like twice last night." And she goes, "What ham? Not the ham I just bought." The best. That's the best. Or when Ryan Reynolds is calling Jamie and she gets on the other fucking phone and
she picks up the phone and just starts dialing without
he's like,
checking.
"Hello, Joyce? Hello,
Joyce?
No, Mom, it's me. What are you doing at Joyce's house?" It's the best. It's the best. Also, when he's rummaging for his fucking skates.
That is really good.
And she's just like, you just have to be yourself. Be yourself. Be yourself. There's nothing better than that.
She's absolutely hysterical. You're absolutely right. Like she is priceless throughout it. She's like perfectly like unaware of like everything going on in her house, and like, oh my god, yeah, she is really hysterical. She delivers like such perfect beats, just like the brother. I mean, the brother's a close second.
He does a great job.
And it's funny, like neither protagonists, like, because I'm considering Amy Smart and Ryan Reynolds like the protagonists. I guess they're who you're rooting for, at least, right? Neither of them are my favorite character. They're both fine characters.
I mean, Ryan Reynolds is very funny in this movie.
He's very funny, but like the mom and the brother
steal the show.
For
sure. Do you have a favorite line in the movie?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I mean, I have a bunch.
I have a bunch.
I want to lick your skin off. I'd prefer you didn't. But I want to.
I really enjoy when they're at the bar when they first get there the first night, and he's talking to Jamie, and she's like, Chris! And he just screams, I'm busy. And she screams back, I'm busy, you stupid dick! It's so good. There's nothing...
In the middle of a crowded bar at like dinner time. It's not even like late or particularly loud.
It's the best.
I'm busy, you stupid. Is that your favorite line?
That's my favorite
in the
line.
Movie? God, so there are so many lines that are kind of like delivered little afterthoughts in like ADR type lines.
They're totally tacked on ADR lines for sure.
One of which is before they even get to New Jersey, they're on the plane, right? He's like on the plane to like Paris or whatever. And she is putting her salmon wrapped in tinfoil in the microwave. And as she's walking over, like you don't see him. So like whatever he's saying is dubbed later, right? So she's like, I'm so glad so-and-so got us back together. And he just says, yeah, you're awful. And it's really quiet. And it's so good. And it's delivered like how Ryan Reynolds delivers things, which is really,
hilariously
really spectacular. Yeah, it's really, really funny.
We didn't mention the his like two best friends from high school or whatever.
Clark and Darla,
who are
married.
Very receptive to him coming back, like even after abandoning them for 10 years.
Right. And Matt was like, they're still friends with him. And I was like, well, maybe they still talk. And he was like, they were like, hey, we're married. And I was like, maybe they don't
talk so much.
Yeah. They were really immediately ready to forgive that he just cut them out of his life.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, wow, you look so skinny. Oh, yeah, we're married. We have a kid. These are things that friends talk about.
Or like...
Even acquaintance. Or like, I guess Facebook. Well, Facebook was definitely a thing.
Yeah, 2005, yeah, sure.
Also, Clark is the poor man's Mark Ruffalo. There, I said it.
He does look like Mark Ruffalo. But like slimmer and shorter.
It just feels like they wanted a Mark Ruffalo type, and they couldn't afford Mark Ruffalo.
Clark couldn't get all the stuff, you know? But like Marky Ruff.
Well, we can go back to 13 going on 30 to hear Garrett's thoughts on Mark Ruffalo.
Well, yours is aggressive. I feel like mine is like...
Mine's animalistic.
Ugh.
Yeah. Think about that when you shower.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I would agree. He is the poor man's Mark Ruffalo.
For sure.
Darla reminds me of someone I can't put my finger on.
I could not put my finger on it.
But they were lovely, and they were like, I actually liked them as characters too.
For sure. I mean, they are the straight people, like the straight men of the movie or whatever, straight men, straight woman, whatever. That like all the hilarity is going on around them, and they're just like, "What are you doing? Come on, like further the plot."
Right. One of the things I like about this movie is that, with the exception of like douchebag Tim, the ex-boyfriend quarterback guy,
sure,
and Dusty Dinkelman,
Dusty Lee. He goes by Dusty Lee.
He goes by Dusty Lee. Everyone in the movie is like a good person.
Yeah.
Even like the brother's a dick, but he's like funny, and he's actually at his core a good person, right? With the I love you too, and he's actually trying to help Ryan Reynolds out. Ryan Reynolds, like, he's a dick because he's trying to impress her, but then like he comes to his senses, and he's ultimately not a bad guy, right? Like at his core, I believe that.
He's just so messed up from being in the friend zone for so long. I get you, Ryan Reynolds. I see you.
Why are your eyes closed?
I glazed over. I don't know what happened.
Jesus Christ, Matt.
Whew. But Deadpool, right? Huh? You guys?
So good. Detective Pikachu, all of it. I
cannot wait for Detective Pikachu.
God, it's gonna be so good. But I think everyone's like a good person in this movie.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I think that's why it's like super watchable.
You forgot someone. Anna Faris is not a good person in this movie.
I don't think she's a bad person. I think she's just like a out of touch monster. Like she's just self-obsessed.
So we're just saying monsters are good people now,
No,
I guess.
But I think like she has points where her feelings are hurt and like she's like needy and whatever else. She's just like super out of touch, and it's why she's so hilarious. Like because she has no context for like speaking to a human being.
Oh my God, your house is so quaint.
But like, oh my God. Oh God. Call it quaint again.
There's nothing worse than a person calling someone else's shit quaint.
Someone else's life.
Yeah, their life.
Someone else's life. Maybe they won't like that. But yeah, she's like quaint. And the mother like is aloof and does not
has
get
no
it.
idea what's happening.
But back to the point, like I don't even think she's a bad person. I think she's just super out of touch or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that makes this movie so watchable, because you watch it and like their friends are like, hey man, like I haven't seen you forever, so happy to see you. And like Jamie's like, oh my God, I happen to see you. And the parents and like whatever else.
Do you think it's weird wish fulfillment like type stuff? Like
Yeah,
this
a
is
little
how,
bit,
this
sure.
is how you want your friends to re-accept you when you come home.
Yeah. Or also like just like if the movie is about like them trying to get this relationship going.
Right.
Don't make it about the bitter feelings that everyone else would probably logically have.
You're right. You're absolutely right. In a storytelling way, it makes total sense.
But it's also like very pleasant to watch a story like that, you know,
Right.
because like
These accepting people want you back in their lives.
he is his own adversity.
Right. I said,
'Cause
is
even-
he the bad guy in this movie?
Because even with like Anna Faris being monstrous here and there and like needy and kind of getting in his way, like at any point you could be like, I quit this fucking job.
Yeah.
I don't need this. I'll
Get
see
the
you
fuck
later.
outta here.
Please kindly leave. I'll call you a cab. You know, that's it.
Get your fucking toothpaste off my face.
That was so gross.
I had a hard time
When
with
she
it.
has a full mouth of toothpaste and she's just spitting it out, like that was actually disgusting to me. Revolting, perhaps. even.
Revolting.
Yeah. Joyce?
Choice.
I wrote Joyce a bunch.
Yeah, it's the
Even
best.
after that part had passed.
All right.
Sign of the time stuff.
Well, she said, my sidekick broke.
He said my sidekick broke.
Which was pretty funny.
The
Everyone was playing Ovation guitars, which are garbage. Don't buy Ovation guitars.
Yeah, I don't like Ovation. We're gonna tag Ovation in this when we post. The it's funny because the names he dropped, right? He names
Good
like
Charlotte.
well.
Oh my
that's,
God.
That's the only one that's irrelevant though.
Right.
He names out Pink. Pink's still around.
He names
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z is still around. And then he says, I think, what does he say? He says like Rolling Stones or something.
Oh, he says Mick
variant.
Jagger. Well,
He says Mick
timeless.
Jagger. Yeah, whatever.
But I mean, like,
Good Charlotte.
And then he goes,
so fun.
I'm name dropping. Are you? You're not name dropping when you say Good Charlotte.
Ooh.
The McKenzie brothers.
That's actually really funny. And I thought that was hysterical that like had they just guessed slightly differently, like on that other name.
Right. I mean, they could have also just said Madonna and it would have been fine. Madonna's timeless.
Yeah. Well, and then on the plane she says you too. And I'm like, oh, you
Yeah,
too.
Bono,
Still
yeah.
around. Bono's still doing.
Do you think we could get Bono to sing backup, but he'd be all Bono about it?
God. Anna Faris is very
She's the
fun.
best. I really
You
love Anna
stupid
Faris.
dick.
Yeah.
Did you listen to her podcast? Her podcast is great.
Yeah, of course.
Unqualified?
Unqualified, yeah.
Super good.
Very, very good.
You stupid dick. God
Best.
damn it, that's so good. I'm sorry, were you gonna ask me something?
No, I was gonna say, do you think that this movie has died?
No way.
No,
No.
this is on a lot, especially this time of year.
Yeah, 100%. It's still on TV. I still see it around. People still reference this movie like a decent amount.
I reference this movie every
Stupid dick.
a lot. Obviously, we both don't think it should have died, right?
No, certainly not.
No, certainly not. Let's turn to the critics, huh? Let's see what Rotten Tomatoes has to say.
Yeah, what was the Rotten Tomato score on this, man?
Okay, so the tomato meter, which again is the critic score, 42%.
That's unfair.
It's really unfair. This is not a bad movie at all.
This movie was lampoonish to me. Can you do me a favor?
Sure.
Can you look up
Christmas Vacation?
Christmas Vacation?
It's going to be, like, insanely good.
Enhance. Enhance. Enhance.
Okay. Christmas Vacation. Hang on. Loading.
Enhance.
64%. Actually, not as good as I thought it would have been.
But that's fresh.
Oh, it's certified fresh for sure.
All right. So anyway, 64 critics. See, I thought this was lampoonish. For the most part.
Well, I mean, the comedy, especially the scene where like all the Christmas ornaments are like coming down and like everything's shattering, and she drives the car into the fucking.
Also, that was like a very elaborate scene. Like cables are flying and things are flying, and like
it's also very
very
cartoony.
It is, but I loved it.
No.
I laughed my ass up. All right, so 42% on critics.
Audience score 71%.
There you go.
Way more in the wheelhouse of where it should probably be.
I put this in like the 80s pretty easily.
I would probably put low 80s, 80, 82 maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
National Lampoon's just for 86%.
Okay. Yeah, it's got like that classic.
It's got that
nostalgic vibe.
Absolutely. 71%'s not bad though. That's a C. That's passing.
Yeah, that's totally passing. I'm not upset about that. I do think that the 42
unfair
critics is unfair. Yeah,
it's an unfair thing. Where would you rank it? Hang on, pulling up your list.
Okay, so this is definitely on the top half of my list, and I have to tell you, see, it sucks because I feel like other movies that it's gonna.
I know.
Outshine.
You don't love the way that you want to do you think maybe for New Year's we should restructure our lists? We should take all the movies we watched so far and we restructure them?
Yeah, that could be really fun, actually.
I think that'd be interesting.
That would be cool. I think in terms of like classic appeal, like this is gonna beat out like this is beat out by other movies, but in terms of like my enjoyment, my straight up enjoyment of the movie, this is like okay.
Give it to me.
This is gonna be my new number 9.
Wow, that's actually a lot lower than I thought it would have been.
Yeah, because this is now gonna edge out You Got Mail, which was number 9, which is now gonna be my new number 10, and it's just below The Other Woman, which is still number 8, and I'll tell you why. I think, like, because Clueless is 7, Low Push number 9 is 6, and I love that, and I think that's, like, super true to the genre and everything else. And The Other Woman is, like, also contemporary and really funny, and I think true to the genre. This, I enjoyed it more than Pretty in Pink. I enjoyed it more than 30 Going on 30. I enjoyed it more than You've Got Mail.
Even though it had a poor man's Mark Ruffalo instead of the real Mark Ruffalo in it.
Yeah, but I laugh so much in this movie, even if it doesn't necessarily belong, like even if it toes the line or whatever else. It's just so funny.
So
it's just so funny.
Lucky number 9, huh?
Yeah, it's gonna be number 9 for me. What
Interesting.
What do you think? Where are you gonna put it?
Well, my placement on my list might surprise you. Click here, find out later. I don't know. It's also going to...
Has the last 40 minutes of this podcast been clickbait?
Yeah, all of this podcast has been clickbait. Did you not know that?
You're really slow playing our audience.
This will also go right under The Other Woman for me, which puts it at number 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
I forgot that The Other Woman is your number 3.
That's insane. Way up there. I really enjoyed myself with The Other Woman.
This beat out While You Were Sleeping.
Yeah.
And Moonstruck.
Yeah, I mean, it's more contemporary. I enjoy it more. I really love Ryan Reynolds. I think he does a great job in this. The comedy is right in my wheelhouse.
I think the romance is relatable too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very relatable movie in general. So it will put The Other Woman at number 3, this at number 4, and While You Were Sleeping at number 5. My top being Devil Wears Prada, and my bottom being Made in Manhattan.
My number 1 is still Moonstruck, and my last is
Made in Manhattan.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna branch out maybe next week because I won this. Maybe next week we watch like a more heartfelt, serious sort of Christmas related.
Something that really, tugs at the old heartstrings, makes the ticker go a little bit, huh?
I hate you so much.
Why?
No, I mean, you're great.
But I try really hard, and I feel like that was really upsetting. It was really upsetting.
I'm so sorry. All right. I mean, do you have anything else for this movie, man? It's funny because I've noticed that like episodes about movies that we loved tend to be a little bit shorter because it's like
not a shorter episode.
Oh, it's not?
No, we're doing great.
We're doing great.
We're doing great. Grape.
Oh, God.
Grape.
I was so hoping you would bring grape back.
You waited for me to say grape right there.
No, I looked at you like, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't you fucking do it.
He's dragging his finger across his throat again. He's trying to cut me off.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's it. Again, love this movie. Matt, love this movie.
I really love this movie. I mean, obviously, it shows in my placement on my list.
Yeah.
Did we do everything?
Yeah, I think we knocked everything out.
Hey, Garrett, where can our audience find us?
At DrunkGuysonChickFlicks on Instagram. DrunkGuysonChickFlicks at gmail.com. At DGOCF on Twitter. And there's some sort of Facebook that I'm not aware of. And also, carrier pigeon.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Carrier pigeon. Just like tie a note to the leg of a pigeon and just send it out there and we will receive it. No questions asked.
I'm so sorry. Anyway, thanks for listening. Happy holidays. We're going to keep it rolling with another Christmassy holiday typey movie next week. We'll figure out what that is as it gets a little bit closer. Yeah. And thanks. See you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Ho-ho. Ho-ho. Goodbye.